Michael Jackson really was a genius.
Yeah. Human nature, folks. Don't let it get the best of you. All right. Share it with the best of everyone. All right. Yes. Be the human in nature you want to see. All right. Good thing. So next time I've got a challenge I'm going to throw out here. Next time we're going to pack this room with all of these children from the Caribbean Centers for Boys and Girls, and we're going to do We Are the World. How about that one?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. Hey, we can do it. Find out who's going to sing what. We put it together. Hey, we can even...
Oh, we have to sing it?
Of course. I
thought you were just going to play it.
No. You don't have to. The children will do it for you.
Okay.
Give them the opportunity. You know how it is. You deal with that all the time. You turn out that challenge and they're like, okay, have you huffing and puffing to keep up with them? All right, folks. We are so blessed to have Caribbean Centers for Boys and Girls here in the studio with us. For those of you who are following WSTX on Facebook, YouTube, or on my channels on YouTube, you see the faces. Oh, no. Yeah. And, they've got great things going on down there all the time. But you know what? We in this community sometimes we get to take it for granted, and it's like we pass by. Oh yeah, that's the boys and girls. No, it ain't that. You got to keep telling your man. Or anyhow, I'm saying it like that because I don't have that problem too. Okay, I confess I don't have that problem. But it's okay if you have that problem, as long as you are seeing them as yours and supporting them in what they do. All right? So, make sure if you don't know how you can support them, whether it be financial or volunteering or maybe even taking them up on their offers of employment. All right? Make sure that you get out there and find out what's going on. But what you didn't notice is that these folks have been here for a long time. I ain't gonna tell you how long. I can let them tell you how long. Okay? I ain't gonna let them tell you how long. But they've been here for a long time. That's why I talk about it for grantedness that we don't have sometimes, because organizations come and organizations go. But this is one that they've been hanging in and doing for the long. Anyhow, I'm going to let go of his disability here of running his mouth and turn it over to you folks, okay? Whoever goes first, don't be shy. All right.
Hi, good morning. My name is Neil Canton. Yes, Doug's cousin. I am the executive director of the Caribbean Centers for Boys and Girls, and I have with me here today my unit directors for Christiansted and Frederickson, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Kimberly Giroux, and I'm the unit director for Christiansted.
Good morning. I'm Angela White, and I'm the unit director for Frederickson.
All right, fantastic.
Well, we're here today. We're making some rounds. It's a momentous occasion for us this month. The Caribbean Centers turns 50. So this is our 50th year celebration. And we have a number of things happening locally in our centers. And we're planning to have something a little bigger later on in the summer. But next week is actually Spirit Week. And we'll be doing different things in the centers, probably going live on Facebook, and finally having an open house on Thursday. And we're inviting the public to come on by at either one of our centers, the ones that's closest to you, and come by and see what we do on a daily basis. I'll let the ladies talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, so on average, on our highest day, we see about 60 to 70 children per center. And so Our afternoons have been shortened a bit because of, when the children get out and by the time we transport them to the center. But once they are there, we kick right into gear. We like to start off with positive affirmations, and so that kind of helps the children to get settled and prepare themselves from the day, because you got to remember they're coming from 8 hours of school and now it's after school time, so we kind of get them settled and ready. And then we go into homework time, and homework time is a time where they're able to get one-on-one support. We have certified teachers that can provide more intensive academic support, and then we have volunteers from UVI, from the community, that come in to assist them with homework time. And then after that we move into more core programming, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We focus on reading and literacy, mathematics, and social and emotional wellness. You want to talk a little bit about what you guys do?
Absolutely. We also partner with the community. We have partnered with the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. They have their youth leadership initiative going on right now. We've partnered with the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. They came in and did some self-esteem work. My brother's workshop has been very instrumental in getting our garden up and running, taught the children measurements and how to build the garden. And now we're going into how to plant and recycle and do all of those things. We have been really blessed by the people in the community who've offered to volunteer their services, parents that have come in and shown us what they do well and teach the children. We've rebuilt cars. I forgot about Jaden brought in a Dodge and a Charger, and then the boys like that. We've done some incredible things at the Boys and Girls Club. So it's hands-on, project-based, it's community-based. We have fun.
Yeah, and the day starts off, we're open from 2 o'clock. The staff comes in at 2 o'clock and start to prepare for the kids. Then we actually bus most of the children into the club. So we pick up about 35 kids from Preppy Lawson School and bus them into the center. And we make 2 bus trips from Claudio Marcos School, and as early as 2 o'clock from School of the Good Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
So we bus the kids in and get them prepared for the day at the center. Later on, the parents will pick them up later on between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. And that's basically how the day starts. And once they get to the center, we do a little what do we do? The assembly, and then we get into homework, and then we get into our individual lesson plans and activities. We do have specific goals and objectives to achieve. One of our biggest grants is for the 21st Century Grant, and we also have 21st Century, we have CDBG, LEPC, and the Government of the Virgin Islands. And they all require different things of us, and we have to present different things to them, report a little differently. But 21st Century, definitely we do all the goals and objectives, and we follow that throughout the rest of the grants. And it requires us to do certain programs with them, with the children. So we are evaluated every year to make sure that we meet our objectives, and they score us. We are very big on data collection. We go out and we collect report cards every day. We've made some contacts with the Department of Education where they can help us with some of the data that we may not have, and they make it a lot easier. I want to shout out to, I think that's Miss Samuel and her crew at the Curriculum Center. And so that keeps us going, keeps us accountable. Basically, our mission is to provide a caring learning environment dedicated to enriching the educational, social, emotional, and cultural opportunities of the youth and families we serve. And speaking of social emotional learning, I'm going to let Ms. Kimberly talk a little bit about that, because that's a big thing, especially when we go to our conferences. They always talk about social emotional learning and how children treat others and take on responsibility for their lives. So let Ms. Kimberly talk about that.
Absolutely. Yes, social and emotional wellness is very, very dear to my heart. being able to offer them a holistic standpoint to problem solving. So a lot of children, even adults, don't know when they get upset how to handle their emotions, how to even breathe and meditate out of situations. So we give them a lot of fun opportunities. One of my favorites is a wheel of choice, and there's a bunch of choices on a wheel, and we give them situations like, okay, what if you see someone getting bullied, or what if you're getting bullied? What can you do? And you'd be surprised. Before the wheel, a lot of them had some not positive ways of dealing with the situations. And so if we can instill these things at a young age, it's going to be very much easier for them, when they get into situations as adults, so that we can really produce some good citizens. So social and emotional wellness is big.
The centers have really been pulling through for the community. We're a staple in this community right here. Between the hurricanes and the pandemic and other situations where schools had to close for extended period of time, we were always there. We have opened our doors as early in these situations as early as 7:30 in the morning, and we don't have enough staff to go from 7:30 to 5, so we stagger the staff coming in, and they will come in. We will give the kids breakfast, so they come with their breakfast. We sit down and we help them with the homework. In one case, we had 2 shifts, and when the morning shift kids would come in, we situate them with the homework and the assignments. We bus them off to school if the bus didn't pick them up from the center, and then another set comes in the afternoon, and we do the same thing with them. Sometimes the ones that came in the afternoon get out of school early enough, and they came back to the center afterwards from like 3 o'clock to 5 or 3:30 to 5. During the pandemic, one of the great things that we did when they started to open back up the community, the schools were still closed, so parents were going back to work. So what we did was we opened the centers where the children would come in the morning time with their tablets and all the homework, and they will log in to the school teacher from our center. And that way we had direct communication with the teachers. If a kid wasn't paying attention or wasn't logged on for any reason, they would call up Miss Kimberly or Miss Sanders, and they'll say, hey, check out on this kid because I don't have their attention, and we could respond right away. Or if their child had a particular difficulty with a question or assignment, we will help them out. If it still wasn't clear, we could easily talk to the teacher, and I think we also spoke to them via Teams. And we were also able to keep up with their assignments because we logged into their Teams account, and we were able to keep up with their assignments. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
I just wanted to say that in light of that, we have 9 weeks left of school, and those types of things prepared us to have like wraparound services for the children. Now that we're out of the pandemic, Kimberly can give you the statistics on what it did to the children. And as we now receive report cards, I got 4 of them yesterday. So we're now getting ready to, end this school term. We're really in gear. We're really engaged. We go into the schools if we find out the students are having difficulty, because sometimes it boils over into our, after school program. Oh, well, Kimberly was hitting me in school, and so, what's going on? So I have found myself, Kimberly has gone to school, I have found myself sitting in a 2nd grade classroom. Let's see what's going on. Not because we're trying to be intrusive or intimidate any teacher or anything like that, but just we know that it takes a village. It takes a village. And if they see Miss Angela sitting there, they're going to sit and they're going to be more attentive. And, they don't want me to see them in any other light than I'm a good student and I'm a good child. So, Kimberly, tell them about the article that we've been basing a lot of things on.
Yes, there was a Forbes article written by Nick Morrison, and it was during the heart of the pandemic, but it stressed about the summer learning loss. So on average, about 40% of gains that the children make during the year, they lose during summertime. And so that was even more, the article was highlighting that it's, you know, even more significant because of the pandemic. So what we plan on doing and what we do every year is really focus on academics to help them with those, you know, prerequisite things that they're going to need entering into the next grade. So a big focus on academics. We have certified teachers on staff, so they're really developing some robust curriculum to work with the children this summer. And then we're also going to be focusing on, you know, problem solving skills, helping the children to gain confidence, and all doing it through fun. Fun. I know our certified teacher in Christiansted, shout out to Mrs. James, they have this money management thing that they do, and you'll see them counting and then they get to go spend it, but at the end they know what it means to balance a checkbook. They know what it means, and these are skills that they need, and helping them in fun ways.
Well, I am so happy to have you all in here, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, the average person out there, for average parent out there, isn't anywhere as aware of what goes on at Caribbean Center for Boys and Girls as what you all are presenting here.
Right.
Okay? And that's important because they have to know why they support, why they should volunteer, why they should otherwise be out there to lobby on behalf of support for you guys. Okay? It's just one of those things that being in here and talking about it and hearing about it this way is fantastic. It's fantastic, you know. I'm gonna volunteer someone to volunteer.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
Please.
His name is Jared Evelyn.
I can't volunteer. I can't see.
What's sight have to do with anything? You have vision. You have vision. You can volunteer.
But I'm going to tell you what, right? If you have him as a guest presenter / whatever for your students,
Yes.
I can tell you he will mesmerize them and challenge them in ways that they didn't even realize they could be challenged.
All right.
Okay?
That'd be
In that context, I am going to recommend him in that context, and I say
Sounds
that,
good.
you know, in our community in the past, persons with disabilities, it's like keep them home. You know, why are you bringing them out here first? Whatever.
Right.
And for some people you talk to, and Jared will tell you he's visually impaired, and I'll just tell you, no, just tell the truth, you're blind. Okay? But seriously speaking, you know, for some people who have sight and the thought of what would I do if I had to face this, it's not a death sentence, and in that context, his skills on the phone, computer, otherwise, will just mesmerize him. So I ain't gonna say no more than that. I just put it out there, okay?
You're out there. We're looking for you. Let us know what day.
All right, back to you.
Yeah, I'd like to also mention we kicked off our 50th anniversary actually in December when we hosted our very first golf tournament at the Buccaneer Hotel, and we couldn't have done that without Mr. Ulrich Benjamin. He single-handedly coordinated that entire golf tournament. Forgot how many participants we had, but it was quite a bit. It was a profitable fundraiser, the biggest that we've had since I've been there in the 12 years. And he got the teams together, he got the prizes together. We showed up for support during the event. It was a full day event. The Buccaneer were gracious hosts also.
Yes.
And it was well organized and had a very good turnout.
Yes.
So I want to really thank all the participants for that. We got great pictures. I still think they're working on some publishing of those things. Some went out on our Facebook page. So just want to give a big thanks to Benji, and we're looking to do it again this year.
That's right.
In that context, one of the things that I will encourage you to do in your subsequent visits here? Because I know we're going to have some more subsequent visits.
Yes, we
Sounds
actually
good, sounds
talked about that.
good,
We
sounds
talked about
good.
coming out at least once a month and letting the community know what we're doing, because
Perfect.
it's amazing that the amount of stuff that we do, and people will still ask me stuff like, "Are you still open in Fredericksburg?"
Right, right.
Or the club is closing Christmas, so where are you guys now? You know, so
Okay.
yeah, we will be.
Well, when you come, bring your list of supporters, especially the corporate supporters that are out there doing the things that they do, as well as the people like me and you that you want to mention.
Right.
I really love for the community to know who is putting their money where their mouth is,
Right,
when it
that's
says
right.
to get the EDC benefits or whatever, or they're just another corporation who just went above and beyond and
Yes.
did whatever they do.
Yes.
We love to let the community know
Right.
those kind of things and support those organizations accordingly. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And with that being said, if anyone wants to lend their support, they can always reach us at 340-778-8990. That's the main office, 778-8990. In reference to volunteer or membership, you can call Miss Kimberly in Christiansted at 778-8993, or Miss Angela in Fredericksted at 772-3110. And we're looking forward to hearing from everybody. Questions, concerns, comments, volunteerism, employment. We will be, or we are looking for staff members, especially for the summertime. So again, those numbers, call 778-8990. If you're interested, we could get you email out to you an application. And we usually have the positions posted at Department of Labor, so I'm going to make sure that my assistant also does help me out with that when reposting those positions at Department of Labor. But we definitely mostly need youth developers, camp counselors, and we do during the school year. We work at least 20 hours a week. And in the summertime it's a full-time job because
Right.
we have the kids there from 7:30 till at least 3:30, and so we definitely need to have them there. So give us a call.
Fantastic. And I see you guys launched a website.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we have a website thanks to Miss Nadia McLaughlin, my former executive assistant. She's now our Vista, and she provides a lot of technical support to us. She manages our social media accounts. I can only tell you about Facebook. I could not tell you anything
Instagram
about
also.
Instagram and Twitter. I know
Yep.
nothing about those, but we have all of those. So big shout out to her.
All right. Great. You know, the community in that sense, I just want them to know all of this stuff that's going on. I just want them to know. The more they know, the more they can support, and the more they can not fall into the take for grantedishness that sometimes can happen.
Right.
And it's blowing a horn. I tell you, it's important. I had an organization come in here one time and try to only give me 15 minutes. I keep them for a whole hour. I said, no, sir, not all the things you're doing in the community, just because they had an event you want to talk about. No. You want the folks to come out and spend the money? Then take some time
Right.
and show them your history, because you know what? They know it now. But 6 months later, they're done. Everybody else has been hitting them up in the meantime, and you gotta keep coming back around and refreshing in people's minds. Say, hey, we're here. This is what we do. We're a community, and we love your support.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, as Mr. Canton mentioned, we have our annual Spirit Week, which is next week, and we have an opportunity on Thursday, March 30th from 12 to 6 at each of the centers. You can come in and, it's going to be an open house. You can see what's going on with the children. We're going to have project-based activities going on, so you can come in, tour our centers, be there live in action with what's happening. Our doors are open again next week, March 30th from 12 to 6.
So, Jared, what you have going on next week, Thursday?
He's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
You here? Stay volunteer.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming to visit.
Okay, it's my game. I ain't gonna leave you by yourself, Jared.
I'd like to also mention one of the things that we have done on several occasions was having a coding class at the centers with the help of UVI and the tech center. And that reminds me of our computer lab, and we're looking for volunteers and stuff like that. We always need some tune-up in our computer lab. Make sure our computers are up to specs and the networking, you know. So if anybody has time to volunteer and come and help us out, we have a great volunteer, but he is getting up there, so he's more taking more concern of his health and his family's health. So Mr. Bill. So Bill Boynton, he is great, but I can't wear him out too much, so I need to get some additional help with that, with the computers and stuff like that.
And
What's the what? What's the coding?
Oh, coding is actually computer programming. Yeah, so in our days we call it COBOL and Pascal and everything else. I think now they just generally use the term coding.
And I was.
Is it teaching programming like to also include accessibility within the apps that we program?
Yes, they are. In fact, some of the coding actually included cell phone apps. They did some with cell phones, and they did some where they did animation. So that's an introduction. So from there, they can then go on to specifics, because I understand that they still do COBOL, they still do C, you know. But I studied that in college 4 years ago. So I don't remember all the languages, but so now I know the general term is coding. So that's just the best I can do with my limited knowledge.
I was just going to share that the RT Park did come over the summer, last summer. Kimberly and I both had full groups of children, 80 children at each center. And so the RT Park from UVI was very helpful. They even gave us, I think, 10 laptops a piece for each center, and was instrumental in having the children learn how to program or how to do the coding. But I wanted to say, when you said community, Mr. Canton, that over the summer, that's what we did. The children, we hear all the time, oh, there's nothing to do on the island. We supported, the Caribbean Centers for Boys and Girls supported all of the things to do on the island. We went to archery, and we went to zip lining, and we to the historic sites, the museums, the movie theater, the rainforest. We showed the children how much there is to do right on their island, and that no man is an island. On the island, no man's an island. We supported each other. We supported the communities. So we've had some great times.
One of the things we've also done is we've also hosted our scuba diving classes. And that was with Les Burke, one of our board members. He comes up from the States. A couple of years ago, we went to the Marine Laboratory, and we participated in a 2-week-long program for the kids. And we were the only center there with children of color, and we were the only ones that sent certified divers that were under the age of 18.
What about the archaeology thing that they did last
archaeology has been
also?
going on with archaeology in the community,
Yeah.
with Dr. Jones out of Washington, D.C. She comes down every year. Last year was the first year since the pandemic, and we had a great turnout. What the kids learned there with the archaeology program in that 2-week span is equivalent to a freshman year in college. So that's the type of knowledge that they're getting. There was an actual dig site at in Princess by the, I forgot the name of that historical site. Yeah, it's a national site. That anyway, they prepared that dig site. It's been there for quite a while, and they've been finding artifacts, because it used to be some type of hospital in that area during slavery. So they found a lot of different things in there. So they learn how to dig, how to brush off and clean up and preserve artifacts.
And Mr. Canton said it last year. You know, when the children are like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. You don't know what you like. You don't know what you like until you're offered an experience to learn to see if this is something that I may enjoy, you know?
You mentioned diving. You guys have a swimming class too?
Yeah, well, part of the diving class is swimming. So he does a little portion of the swimming, but most of them knows more or less how to swim. But we do have swimming, a partnership with the Dolphin swim team, and we use their pool, we drop the kids off there. We had it doing after school, but we also, it's bigger in the summertime, and we drop the children off, and we stay there with them, at least leave one or two counselors with them. I think we did a couple trips a day. Yeah, because the bus only takes 15 kids, and then they could only host X amount of people, so we had them in shifts. So we'd take them to swimming class at country school, and that's every summer. Yeah. So.
And then in 2018, we had a cohort of ambassadors, 3 teenagers. I accompanied them, and we went to Barbados for 2 weeks to learn about food sustainability and justice. And that really sparked a lot for them. And I know that one of the young ladies is actually very interested now in securing in food security for the Virgin Islands. Shout out to Emanuela and Summer.
I'll take that 2 ways. The club, the center sees children from the age of 5 to 18 as long as they're in school. The diving classes started anyway from 6th grade, so I think age 12 to 18.
So they just did the
Recreational.
Swimming, yeah.
No.
Diving.
Diving.
Oh no, they're
Not certified?
They're certified. They're certified divers, yes.
So they're certified as recreational divers?
No, I couldn't give you that specific. They are certified divers, and in fact, they did some stuff as far as coral restoration and stuff like that. So they were talking about coral restoration. Then they got into looking at careers in welding and diving and stuff like
These are
that.
highly certified?
Right.
Okay, so what they have is recreational, they have underwater search and recovery, mapping, there are various as, after recreational is advanced, and then you can specialize. Yes, I'm a certified diver.
Right.
We have one an employee, Devontae Stevens, who is a diver who's been certified and who is also looking into archaeological, because he did the archaeology program on land and he is a diver. Now he's putting kind of both of those together.
Right. In fact, Dr. Jones and her team, I forgot the rest of them, they're all certified. And then that's how we kind of met them. That program came about via the archaeology program and the scuba diving program. They both were here on a trip of, I think they were all members of the Black Scuba Divers Association, and they were here in Nebraska, and then we got those 2 programs to come back. So it was great.
Well, the one thing that's clear, got a whole lot going on.
A whole lot.
Caribbean Centers for Boys.
That's right.
A whole lot going on.
More than an hour.
You know. Well, the other thing too is, folks are always looking for something to get the children involved.
Right.
And we kind of raised the bar because a lot of times folks are also looking for some way to get the children
Away from
out
them.
here, and it's great that you see that. Well, this does both. You like get. In fact, I could see some parents saying, "I might want to be there to be involved and see this too myself." So there's a whole lot going on, folks. Your Caribbean Centers for Boys and Girls, it belongs to you. All right. Now, just a little flip back here to coding, right? Once upon a time, I had to restrain Jared because somebody challenged him about whether or not he does watch TV. Okay? Now, anyhow, we have things that we take for granted, like watching TV and watching Netflix and so forth. But at the base of that is somebody did in fact do the coding so that Gerard could watch TV.
Wow.
And so in that sense, you know, they have a favorite movie here and there that has it, that's been set up for him to be able to show them
Wow.
how and how they could be the one that does the coding that makes this possible.
Wow.
Okay? So I'm just throwing that out there. And it's not a new assignment, it's just a little A and B and C for his volunteers.
I wanted Kimberly to share when we are going to be open for registration for summer, because what we have right now is we have a lot of children at the West Club specifically who do not look like they're going away for the summer. So we may be pretty packed. Kimberly has a little more wiggle room than I, so she's going to tell you the date, because if you don't get your paperwork in, you might be out of luck for the summer.
Yeah, so for those existing families, we're going to start on April 11th. That's right after the break. And then on the 25th of April, we're going to open it up to the public. So please, you know, if you don't follow us on Facebook, please do. We'll have all the updates there. And if you would like to be on one of our email lists, just call that number 340-778-8990 and mention to them what center you would like to be on the email listing.
Yes, some are going to be here in tutus, you know. So, register early.
Yeah. Okay. So, two things I want to mention. You mentioned so much good things that happen in the center, and it's, you know, the irony is the word, but the fact that there's so many good things happening there. We have experienced sometimes when kids are not doing what they're supposed to do at home, it's usually a punishment to say, you're not going back to the center this week. You know? So we've had that happen. So I guess that's a good thing. Right. I wanted to also mention that throughout our after school activities and our finances, it costs about $1,400 per child, between $1,400 and $1,500, to host each child at the center for a full school year. The cost to them is nothing. Okay, so they pay nothing because of the grants and everything. They pay nothing.
Shout out to you, Mr. Kansas. Shout out to you for being able to provide that.
But we also still need donations because there's certain things that grants don't afford us. You know, so we definitely, if anybody's interested in making a contribution, again, 340-778-8990. You can call me on my cell phone, 340-513-4331. And for the summer, there's a minimum cost. You still can't charge, but for the summertime, as long as you remember, there's usually no cost recently because of one particular grant. But there is an administration fee of about $50 to $75, and that's it for a full 6 to 7 week program.
Okay, I got someone trying to call in, and as I'm going to the question, we're going to come back to that in a second. Let me check the phone line real quick, because we got about 10 more minutes here, and I want to use the quality time. Of course, you know, because no matter how nice looking and smiling he is back there, he'll call the marshals to move me on the chair. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but you volunteer.
Okay, all right, let me see. Okay. Good morning, WSTX.
Good morning, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, fantastic. I got the Caribbean Center for Boys and Girls here in the studio with me.
Oh, you have the boys club there, boys and girls club. I don't know where the Caribbean is.
Anyhow,
I older than door for some people to say.
Don Tito,
Yes, morning.
I need to get in touch with you.
You need to get in touch with me. Did the senator you paying it?
no, that's Gerard. Jerry.
Remember the blind guy?
Oh, Jerry, no, you ain't no.
The blind guy is meeting at the big show.
I feel WSTX co-host sitting in the back. I feel Robert sitting in the back. I feel the beautiful lady that you might my childhood friend Neil. And I'm so thankful that they're here this morning. I will do what I can to help. I think we could do some fundraisers. Neil, Mr. Canton, that facility you have in Frederick said, is it open for like events on the basketball court? So we could do little things between communities and do some fundraisers, or a bazaar, or do activities like that outside? Is it open?
It's getting ready for that. It's definitely getting ready for that. The basketball court, I'm hoping to follow through with my contacts with the commissioner to get a new surface on the basketball court, because the surface that we had donated, it got damaged in the hurricane and pieces are missing, and someone went to dunk on the basketball court the other day and pull the whole thing down. Because of the commissioner, we have one that we're going to try to reinstall. But you being in agriculture, and we got a big little garden in the back that we could definitely use stuff like that.
You know, everything starts from a seed, right? So we plant a seed in the head, and we watch how we go. I will come and look for you, for sure.
Okay.
Thank you for this opportunity, Dougie, for them to be there and promote what they're doing. And please, if you have not done that, Mr. Canton, and you're too efficient supporters that are there with you, the ladies. The governor is on the radio talking about all this money he's giving us, and he wants at least some programs up and going to reach our children. So in addition to what you have, you should also be able to capitalize and some of this money.
Okay, we're going to work on that today. We're going to make my phone calls today. Thanks for
there's a lot that's happening right here, so you know, so I definitely am big on agriculture, but I'm big on culture, period, you know, so there's a lot that I'm willing to help, you know, you do to raise the fund. $1,400, you said?
For child.
My goodness, I mean, so you're getting a whole lot of exposure here.
Right, yeah.
Okay, that's important, you know, that we get, you know, they get something out of all of this. Thank you so much, Mr. Canton.
All right, my pleasure.
Did you know wait?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Put him on hold. Let me get him by Jay.
All right, we got him on hold. Okay, also, your good friend Debbie sent a shout out to you guys. Yeah. All up on your safety program, and
Right.
says, you know, she's gonna have to haul out her big part then soon and things.
Debbie Christopher is she's always there when I need her. I call her, especially when it comes to safety and stuff like that. And she brings her lends a hand in other things that if she sees something that's out of place at the center, she brings it to our attention, and we got to work on that. You know. And so we really appreciate that. Her son used to work with us, and he still works. Although he's not in the center now, he's still a good resource for me when I need things done around the center. I could always call Shamoy and get a helping hand. So I'm really grateful to
These are the
them.
things I like to hear, because it is a village, and it is our children working together, and they starting as children and they become the elders eventually in the same village, and keep the cycle going in that positive direction. Yeah, it's great that you guys can come in this morning. I already plotted in my mind the next time you guys come.
All right.
Because
One more thing.
the next this place belongs to you.
So we did focus a lot on what we do for the children, but we also have a lot of parent involvement. Both myself and our certified teacher are trained in the nationally accredited program, Strengthening Families, which is an 8-week program. We work with the parents and also the children on bringing cohesiveness to their household, to the family, scheduling, behavior issues. So it really is a full symbiotic relationship with the children and the families.
Well, you know, I just so thankful that way back when in 1973, Mr. Walker saw a need, and this need has evolved now from Boys and Girls Club to the Perimeter Center for Boys and Girls. I really am thankful. You just never know. One of the things in my show, I always encourage people to do a random act of kindness. You just never know. I also encourage them to keep that smile on the face. Don't carry all the problems on the shoulder for everybody to see, because you just never know who is going to inspire or turn their day in a positive direction, you know. And so Mr. Walker, from way back when in '73, he started something, and probably unbeknownst to him at that time, what it had blossomed into. All right? But most important, by being here today, everybody gets a chance to hear about things that otherwise we who are doing it are in the bubble.
Line 1 and line 2.
What? Okay. All right. Okay, we go to line 1. Good morning, WSTX.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Well, I didn't even know my message actually got through to you. This is the grace of God.
We didn't know. Thanks for telling us.
There's no more communications or work around here. I wasn't sure that message got through to you. And I just wanted to add my little 2 cents. And I wanted to say congratulations to Neil and his team for a lot of years of great work. It's been a pleasure working with you guys over the years, and I hope to continue this relationship with the Caribbean boys that
The same way name is what you do.
boys and girls, okay?
We focus on what you do.
Yes, okay? But you know, I wanted to bring up this, you know, one of the highlights of my working along with this team was, I think it was last year. I think it was last year or the year before, I don't remember, but it was just recently when I did a training with the staff, and one of the staff members went home and had a medical emergency at home and was able to handle it based on the training she had just had that day. That was one of the highlights of my experience with the Caribbean Center for Boys and Girls.
Yeah, get it, man.
Yes, okay, so keep up the good work, guys, and looking forward to another 50.
All right.
Send me the time to follow them, big fat, and get the music going.
Thank
You
you.
guys have a good day.
All right.
Thank
you do the
you.
same. Okay then. Take care. All right. All right. We got someone on line 2. Good morning, WSTX, Caribbean Center for Boys and Girls.
I'll get it by tomorrow, trust me. Caribbean Center for Girls.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. Okay.
Tomorrow again, I promise again tomorrow. But listen, please, dog, I just wanted to share with the Caribbean Center Director that go to stxturtles.com.
STXturtles.com. I know they got Turtle Watch going on, I think, coming up in April.
Yep. We've already
You still on the line?
Yeah?
He registered.
Okay, all right.
Okay, we got that, and the directors have said that they have already registered. I have been to at least 2 of those. That was for my first time ever. 2 of those turtle watches, and they're great. So we will definitely be taking part in that again. If that's what you're letting us to know. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm going to put in my 2 cents, my usual 2 cents, folks. Make sure you do your random act of kindness. And if you're feeling kind of bored, do some premeditating ones. Congress won't call you to testify. Okay? So, it's all good.
Thank you,
Share
Frank.
the love, because love's in need of love all the time. And I'd like you folks to give some parting words as we head out the door.
Okay, I'll just start. I don't talk about the money, I don't talk about everything else. You want to make a donation to us, we are starting an official campaign. We're working on that, so you will be seeing stuff out in the mail, stuff out on our Facebook page, where there is on our Facebook page and our webpage, ccbgvi.org. You will see a donate button. You can always hit that, make a donation. Call me at my office, 340-778-8990. We're also on Facebook with another donation button. And we're looking for your support. Financial, volunteerism, especially if you have any special talents, agriculture, computers, programming, reading, anything. We're looking for sometimes retired teachers that have some time to donate, come in and help us. Our kids need it. They need to pick up their grades in school. And that's what I'm going to say. And thanks everybody for 50 years of support. Thank you so much. We could not do it without you. Kelly?
Yes. So I'll just piggyback off of what Mr. Canton said. If you can do monetary donations, that's great. We also have a lot of room for non-monetary donations. So if you'd like to come in and do, participate in one of our readers' theaters, or if you, want to come and help clean up the grounds, if you want to come and teach the children a skill, if you want to come and share experiences with them, we have process to bring in volunteers, and if you like to do that, just again give us a call at 340-778-8990, and we can get you started on that volunteer process.
Last but not least, the Cantons raised some people right. So we hope that their influence will trickle down us, and we can trickle it down to the children.
Well, I'm going to tell you a joke, right? When people say Mr. Canton, first of all, it's two in here, so it's like, but outside of that, when people say Mr. Canton, look at what I say, it's like, anyhow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, and I thank WSTX for this great community-minded platform that they allow us to do these great things for our community.
We'll see you again probably as we kick in our summer camp.
Yep, sounds good.
And hopefully we'll be there next Thursday to check you guys out.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, good thing. All right, have a great one. Okay.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Doug.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I got frightened for a minute. Got some place else you got to go.
Me?
Yeah, no. When you say you're making your rounds, I said,
on your show.
because we just started a few minutes later.
I just, let him keep talking.
Living Life Health Food Restaurant at 56 Paso Coco has a Live It Up Saturday special. Eat for $10. Starting March 3rd, 2023. Vegan lasagna with garlic bread, vegan baked mac and cheese with barbecue roast, curry potato with tofu roti, and our famous battered cauliflower and meatballs with French dressing. Extras include pizza slice $4, lentil meatballs 4 for $5, coconut drops 2 for $3, and 100% natural homemade bottled drinks. Blackberry, cucumber lime, ginger beer, guava